I'm sorry, I have to dwell a little more on the cultism
It's okay.
situation. There is no society. There's no society that is totally devoid of crime. When you access the general crime situation or the general security situation of a location, you are looking at the ratio. You are looking at how preponderant that
No, it was
issue is.
because you said
In
there
Edo
is
State, we
no
don't.
cultism in Edo State. You were
Yes,
categorical. You
yes,
said there
and
is
I'm
no
insisting.
cultism. When
Yes,
we've seen recent arrests, even the governor has spoken to it about, spoken about cultism himself. So it's just
yes,
important to
and
see to it. You can
like,
give us a percentage. Is it
yes.
50%, 60%? But saying there is no cultism, that's where the issue is.
We're talking perception here and how the situation is viewed. If you go to a society like Saudi Arabia, you can relatively say Saudi Arabia has very low crime rates, but it doesn't mean one or two things don't happen. Compared to where we are coming from, where we actively dealt with the cultism situation in Edo State. I mean, we had a situation in the past where in the whole year you could have nothing less than 10 to 12 different cult wars. And in each of these cult wars, we're hearing scores, what they call scores. Scores refer to the number of people that are lost on each side of the warring parties. And we'll have situations where you hear that, oh, the scores are 24-11. You hear 18-6. 18 people have died on one side, 6 people have died on one side. We have situations where in broad daylight, people were killed. Cultists they had a field day. Today, that cannot happen in those states. Like I told you, the last issue that even came up was even related more to, it wasn't even issues related to politics. So, based on what's on ground, based on the preponderance, based on how rampant something is, we can conveniently say there's no cultism. It's not a major issue we are dealing with in Edo State. That's the most important thing. Then I can't categorically tell you if this is responsible for the crisis. The security agencies will do that job. But if we look at motive, I mean, they said there's a parable that says the old woman, the witch cried at night and the baby died in the morning or something like that. If we are going to look at where this is coming from, is the closest and most realistic point, not from an incident that happened the day before, where at this same location, a faction of the party, staged a certain protest. There was really a lot of opposition against what another faction was going about, how they were being sidelined. And then the next day, something like this happens. It's just very logical that should be the place everybody focuses attention on. So it's not my responsibility, or it's not the government's responsibility to say who was responsible. But from all that we have seen, it's very clear where we should be looking at. And when the security agencies are done with their investigations, they'll let us know the actual situation.